back today with our second installment of design tips. And last time I spoke to you guys a little bit about the rule of three, which is the idea of clustering three individual items or three groups of things to create one cohesive unit. And today I thought I'll talk to you a little bit about the second tip, which is layering. And in other words, what you might want to do once you've gathered your three items that you want to display. And to me, the idea of layering is the art of infusing contrast and interest, and also playing with negative space or empty space in your grouping. So once you've gathered your three items, you may want to create depth in your grouping. And one way that makes sense to the eye to create depth is to place your tall or your largest items in the background, and then bring in your smaller items into the foreground. Like you see here, we have this, the tall, large piece of art hanging on the wall, and then I've layered, by size, the medium all the way down, ranging to the smallest piece in the foreground. And once you've added depth, you can also position your items sort of overlapping one another. And you're essentially, what you're doing is you're editing out the empty space or the negative space, and you're drawing the pieces close together so that they look like they belong in one grouping. And then the next step would be to add contrast. And you can add contrast by changing up the color, the sheen of the items, the material, the texture, and obviously the sizes and the shapes of the items that you place. Now, a quick note about color. If you want a really high contrast in your grouping, you'd want to stick to colors that are on the opposite ends of the color wheel. But if you like to decorate with mostly neutrals like I like to, then you might want to stick to complementary colors, so colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel, or even shades of the same color. And nowadays, accessing a color wheel is really simple, so I find myself using that a great deal. It becomes a really useful tool in making a lot of your design decisions. Well, folks, that is the end of our second tip. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you guys like to see more examples of using layering, please check out my Instagram page under Siddharka. Thank you.